Hello friends, and welcome to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World. Today we are continuing with one of your favorite projects. It's the King of the Hill, using Fall Classic Baseball and 14 of the best teams in Major League Baseball between 1950 and 1980. Today we are all the way up to game number 13 in this project. Kind of amazing. And this is the last game in the first round of games. We are through the cycle one full time after today's game. The current King of the Hill is the 1950 Philadelphia Phillies, the Whiz Kids. They got to be the King of the Hill in our last game by defeating the 1959 White Sox 6-5, holding on for a victory over the Go-Go Sox. So today we have a very interesting historical matchup, or you might say a hysterical matchup. Either way, as the Phillies will be hosting at Shibe Park in Philadelphia the 1977 Kansas City Royals. That means that it is a sort of a rematch of the 1980 World Series, in that the Phillies and the Royals are playing each other, but neither team is the 1980 version of that club. The 1977 Royals were an excellent team. Some would say, maybe you would agree, that this is the best Royals team in their team history. They were 102-60 and lost the ALCS to the New York Yankees in 5 extremely hard-fought and, dare I say, well-managed games by their manager, Whitey Herzog. Speaking of well-managed, they exceeded their Pythagorean record by 4 games, and they scored 822 runs while giving up only 651. This was a good team. Now, they are sending to the mound their big right-handed ace in 1977, Dennis Leonard, who was a 20-game winner. He will be opposed for the Phillies by left-hander Curt Simmons. And with a name like Curt and being left-handed, could he really be much better than that? It seems unlikely. With all that said, let's get to today's starting lineups. For the visiting 1977 Kansas City Royals, leading off at shortstop, it's Freddie Patek. No DH today, which does cramp the style of the 1977 Royals, so we'll see how that works out. Hal McRae, their usual DH, and kind of a disaster in the outfield in a number of respects, will play left field and bat second. George Brett bats third. He will play third base. Amos Otis bats fourth and plays center field. Al Cowens bats fifth. He'll be the right fielder. John Mayberry bats sixth. He is just about worn out his welcome in 1977 with Whitey Herzog. He will bat sixth and play first base. Darrell Porter bats seventh. He'll do the catching. And Frank White will bat eighth and play second base. On the mound, it's Dennis Leonard. 37 starts for him in 1977. 21 complete games. Good for 293 innings of work with a 1.11 whip and a 20-12 one-loss record. Dennis Leonard was an awfully good pitcher. All right, Eddie Waitkus here's for the home-standing 1950 Philadelphia Phillies. Eddie Waitkus leads off at first base. Richie Ashburn bats second in center field. Dick Sisler bats third in left field. Del Ennis bats fourth in right field. Willie Pudd'nhead Jones bats fifth at third base. Granny Hamner bats sixth at shortstop. Andy Semenick bats seventh and does the catching. And Mike Goliat bats eighth and plays second base. On the mound, it's Curt Simmons. Curt Simmons, in a season interrupted by military duty, had 27 starts in 1950, 11 complete games, 215 innings of work. He was 17 and 8. And as previously mentioned by me, a left-hander. And by the standards of the time, a pretty hard thrower. Okay, so here we go. He is also, if you're scoring at home, and I know that you are, he is also, and I hate to say this, but he's the last surviving member of the Whiz Kids. I did not know that. Curt Simmons, as of this video, is 94 years old. And the last one still alive from this World Series team. All right, so Freddie Patek comes to the plate. We're using a combination of D6s, a D20 when needed, and the fast action cards for Fall Classic Baseball. Here we go, Freddie Patek against Curt Simmons. Oh, we got to see what kind of stuff Curt has today. He has C stuff, and Dennis Leonard has B stuff. All right, so we got a 56, and hey, struck him out on the broccoli cauliflower medley. Yes. One down in the first. Hal McRae comes to the plate. The pitch from Simmons to McRae is grounded to Willie Jones at third. To his left, he gloves it and throws to Eddie Waitkus for out number 2. George Brett coming up now. Simmons kicks and deals, lefty-lefty matchup. We have a potential walk on a 1-15. He walks him. A 2-out walk for Simmons issued to Brett. And that'll bring up Amos. Amos Otis. Simmons the stretch. The pitch to Amos is a ballpark check. And so we take a trip to Shibe Park. Right-handed batter. And Otis hits one to left center and deep. It's going to split Sisler and Ashburn and roll to the wall. Look at George Brett motoring around third. They're going to wave him in. And Otis cruises into second base with a 2-out double that gives the Royals a 1-0 lead. And now Cowens comes to the plate. Simmons the stretch, the pitch to Al Cowens. And we have a potential hit by pitch. We have a 1-9, but we subtract 2 from Simmons, makes it a 1-7 hit by pitch, and he dotted him. Curt Simmons comes in a little too close on Al Cowens. Of course, Al Cowens famously charged the mound and took out Ed Farmer. And, well, I don't know if he took him out. Farmer did okay in the fracas, but what year was that? 1980? Cowens had gotten hit in the face by Farmer in 1979. And then in 1980, or was it, I might be off on these years, but then Cowens hits a grounder. And in his first at-bat against Farmer since it happened, and instead of running to first base, Cowens just took off for Farmer at the pitcher's mound, and the rhubarb was on. Okay, so anyway, Cowens gets dotted by Simmons here, and so it's Otis at second, Cowens at first, 2 outs in the first. Big John Mayberry, who wanted out of the 5th game of the ALCS because he had a toothache. And I'm going to let you guess how Whitey Herzog felt about that news. All right, so it's Simmons against Mayberry, lefty-lefty matchup. The pitch is going to be a base hit for Mayberry. No sign of Andy Griffith or Opie. This is to center field. And we got to check Richie Ashburn's arm because Amos Otis is ready to come around third. Ashburn's arm is graded at an A. Did not have a good reputation for a strong arm. He had a reputation for an accurate arm. He can risk it. Well, I think they're going to risk it. He is a 3, so that means I'm going to roll a D6. And a 1, 2, or 3, they're going to cut Amos down at the plate. 4, 5, or 6. Amos is going to slide in under Andy Semenick's tag. So here comes the throw, home plate bound from Ashburn. And he's in there. It's a 2-0 Royals lead. Mayberry with a big single. Cowan stops at second. And Porter comes to the plate. It's 2-0 Royals. Simmons the stretch. The pitch to Darryl Porter. And it's trouble. More trouble for Simmons and the Phillies. Porter launches this one to right and down the line. Scoring easily is Cowens. Are they going to wave Big John Mayberry? They are going to, well, boy. Let's check Del Ennis's arm in right field. It is average. And he has an arm of a 3. Yeah, they're going to send him. They're sending Big John Mayberry home. So Ennis hits Goliat with the relay. Goliat turns and fires home to Semenick. And he's safe. Porter with a 2-run double scoring Mayberry. It's 4-0 Royals in the top of the first. That's going to get Eddie Sawyer to start action in the Phillies bullpen, as this one is getting out of hand early. So it's going to be Milo Candini, a right-hander, starting to throw in the Phillies bullpen. It's Milo Candini of the Flying Candinis. And Frank White comes to the plate with 2 outs. All of this has happened with 2 outs. Simmons the stretch, checks Porter at second, the pitch home to White. Hey, got him on a bender, and that's going to close out the Royals first, but they get 4. A 4 spot in the top of the first on 3 hits. They leave 1. Also in the inning, a walk and a hit by pitch. So not a pleasurable start for Curt Simmons and the Phillies. We go to the bottom of the first with your score. Royals 4, Phillies nothing. Waitkus, Ashburn, and Sisler coming up against Dennis Leonard in the bottom of the first. Leonard has B stuff. He kicks and deals to Waitkus. And there's a base hit for Eddie Waitkus to right field. Al Cowens gloves it and throws it back in. Maybe we're going to have a slugfest at Scheib today. Ashburn up, Leonard the stretch, the pitch to Ritchie, and this is trouble for the Royals. He launches this one to left center and deep. Otis playing too shallow for Ashburn. Waitkus is going to be held at third. Ashburn with a double, and the Phillies have runners at second, third with nobody out in the first inning. Not what Whitey Herzog was looking for from Dennis Leonard. All right, Sisler at the plate. Infield back, the pitch from Leonard. Sisler hits it to right. And Waitkus is going to hold. Cowens makes the catch and has a fantastic arm, of course. Ennis comes to the plate. Leonard the stretch. The pitch to Dell is a base hit for Del Ennis. This goes to right field. Cowens' arm is strong. Wow, he had a rifle. So Waitkus will score. It's 4-1. Ashburn advances to third. There are Phillies at the corners with only 1 out. 4-1 ball game. Here's Willie Jones. Phillies crowd back into it now. Leonard the stretch. The pitch to Willie Jones. Ground ball, Freddie Patek spoke too soon. He goes to Frank White for one, and the relay to Mayberry is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 6-4-3 double play turn by the Royals. But in the bottom of the first, the Phillies get a run on 3 hits. They get on the board. We go to the second with your score. Royals 4, Phillies 1. Kurt Simmons coming back out, hoping to stop the bleeding that started in inning number 1 for the Royals. Dennis Leonard is going to lead off for Kansas City. Here's his battered card, and here we go. Simmons, the wind-up and the delivery to Leonard. Hey, struck him out on the broccoli cauliflower medley with a little nacho cheese. Yes. Now it's Patek. He struck out in the first. Simmons winds and deals. Base hit, Freddie Patek. And Freddie Patek, in his day, could steal a base for you. He stole 53 of them in 1977. So, he's going to try and get himself the jump. Kurt Simmons has an average move to first base. And he's a left-hander, so Patek will get the jump on 4, 5, or 6. He gets the jump. All right, his number is a 16. Semenuk has an average arm. McRae takes the first pitch. There goes Patek. Semenuk fires down to Mike Goliat. And Patek slides in with a head-first slide and is safe. Ahead of the tag by Goliat. The Royals have another runner in scoring position for McRae, who's behind in the count 0-1. Simmons the stretch, the pitch to McRae. Ground ball, Goliat. To his left, he gloves it, throws to Waitkus, and that will retire McRae as Patek moves to third base, 90 feet away, but with 2 outs now for Brett. Simmons against Brett. He's going to go from the windup, the pitch. Brett grounds it to Goliat. He gloves it, throws to Waitkus, and that will retire the Royals in inning number 2. So Simmons does indeed right the ship in inning number 2. We go to the bottom of the second. Royals 4, Phillies 1. Leonard will get Hamner, Semenuk, and Goliat coming up for the Phillies in the bottom of number 2. And I think when I say number 2, you know what I'm talking about. All right, the pitch. This is hit hard by Hamner. We got a -1 on a home run check. Hal McRae. This is to left and deep. McRae retreating. In a 1-3, it's going to get out of here into the first row, and McRae makes the catch at the wall. 1 gone in the second. 1 more biscuit for breakfast for Granny Hamner, and the Phillies have a second run. Leonard kicks and deals to Semenuk, and he hits it on the ground to Freddie Patek. He's up with it and throws to Mayberry for out number 2. And now, Mike Goliat. Dennis Leonard winds and delivers to Goliat. And this is to left and deep. No adjustment from Goliat's card. McRae to the wall. And he makes the catch. Dennis Leonard is not fooling anybody, but he's getting away with it so far. It's a 1-2-3 second inning for him. We go to the third with your score. Royals 4, Phillies 1. Kurt Simmons will face Amos Otis, Al Cowens, and John Mayberry with no sign of Floyd the Barber. And I can't believe I know that. It's not something I'm proud of, mind you. Otis, 1 for 1. Simmons kicks and deals. We have a potential error check. It's a 1-2 strikeout chance. No. The error check is a 52, so that's going to be for Mike Goliath. Goliath's error number is a 7. And he makes the play to Waitkus for out number 1. Now it's Cowens who got dotted in the first. He's not happy. He's staring at Simmons as he walks to home plate. Simmons kicks and deals. Comebacker to Simmons. He turns. I think when Cowens hit, I don't want to obsess, although it's a little late for that now, but I think when Cowens hit the ball, I think he hit it to Farmer, and then Farmer was throwing it to first, and while Farmer was doing that, Cowens was on a sprint to the pitcher's mound. I think that's how it went. Anyway, he hits it back to Simmons, no sign of charging the mound. Kurt gloves it and throws to Waitkus for out number 2. Now it's Mayberry. Simmons winds and deals to Big John Mayberry. That's a 54 chart check. We have a sky-high pop-up. Granny Hamner. And I'm not doing rainouts, so it doesn't matter. All right, so Hamner's going to make the catch on the infield dirt for out number 3, and that will retire the Royals. In the third, we go to the bottom of 3, 4-0 Phillies. All right, so it's Dennis Leonard facing Curt Simmons, Eddie Waitkus, and Richie Ashburn in the Phillies' third inning. Leonard kicks and deals to Curt Simmons, and hey, got him on a bender. First strikeout for Leonard, 1 down in the third. Waitkus. Leonard winds and delivers. This is gonna be a fly ball to right. Al Cowens toward the line, and he's gonna make the catch for out number 1. Now Richie Ashburn. He doubled in the first. Leonard winds and delivers to Ashburn. Richie swings and pops it up. This wouldn't be a home run in a phone booth. George Brett in fair territory is calling and taking for out number 3. Why do I have the feeling like the Phillies should have taken advantage of the first inning? Because it looks like Leonard has found his groove. We're going to the fourth. With your score, Kansas City 4, Philadelphia 1. The winner of this game will host the 1977 Boston Red Sox as we begin our second round of games in the King of the Hill tournament. Porter's 1 for 1. The pitch. Hey, struck him out. Baked beans. Gas. Strikeout number 4 for Simmons, and he's found his groove as well. 6 in a row now, and Frank White coming to the plate. Kurt winds and deals. White grounds this one to Granny Hamner. He cuts it off from going up the middle, plants and throws to Waitkus for out number 2. And Dennis Leonard with 2 outs and nobody aboard. Simmons winds and deals. Hey, struck him out. Pork and beans. Gas. 8 in a row retired by Curt Simmons. And we go to the bottom of the fourth with your score. Royals 4, Phillies 1. It's going to be the meat of the Phillies order in the fourth for Dennis Leonard. Dick Sisler, Del Ennis, and Willie Puddinhead Jones coming up. Sisler is 0 for 1. Leonard kicks and deals. Sisler pops it up. Frank White, just barely on the outfield grass, is going to make the catch for out number 1. Here's Del Ennis, 1 for 1. The pitch from Leonard. And Ennis with a base hit to center field, right back through the box, his second hit of the day. Amos Otis collects it and throws it back in. That breaks a streak of 8 in a row retired for Dennis Leonard. 1 out, 1 on for Willie Puddinhead Jones with the Royals infield at double play depth. Dennis Leonard, the stretch, the delivery to Willie Puddinhead Jones. Line shot at Brett, who makes a nice play. And he fires to first, and Ennis cannot get back. Brett fires to Mayberry for a line drive double play. Ennis too far off the base, tried to scramble back, but Mayberry made a nice stretch for the double play, rally-killing, soul-crushing line drive 5-3 double play. And that gets the Royals out of inning number 4. We go to the 5th. Royals 4 and the Phillies 1. Patek at the top of the order will lead off. Kurt Simmons winds and deals to him. Ground ball, Willie Jones. By the bag, he gloves it and throws to Waitkus for out number 1. Hal McRae is 0 for 2. Simmons kicks and deals. McRae hits it in the air to center, but not deep. Richie Ashburn coming on and makes the catch for out number 2. Here's Brett. He's 0 for 1. Simmons winds and deals, and here's going to be trouble. This will be into the right center field gap past Ennis and Ashburn. Brett is around first. Ashburn hits Goliath. Brett is around second. Goliath's throw to Willie Jones at third base, and Brett slides in safely with a 2-out, 3-base hit for Kansas City, and that's going to bring up Amos with a chance to stretch the lead. Okay, so 2 outs and a Royal 90 feet away. And Eddie Sawyer is going to start Jim Constanti in the bullpen. Alrighty, Amos Otis comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2. On deck, Al Cowens would be next. Simmons will go from the windup. The pitch to Amos. He grounds it to Granny Hamner at shortstop. Hamner's up with it and throws to Waitkus, and that retires the Royals in inning number 5. We're halfway through this one, and Simmons just worked out of a big problem in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway through. Your score, Royals 4, Phillies 1 at Shibe Park. I'm going to tell you something interesting, a fun fact about the 1950 Phillies that I've been thinking about. So the Phillies played the Yankees in the 1950 World Series, and they asked Ty Cobb, who do you like? Who's going to win this World Series? And Cobb said he thought the Yankees, because he thought they had a huge advantage because they had played games in Shibe Park against the Philadelphia Athletics. Of course, the Athletics and the Phillies shared Shibe Park back in the day. And the Phillies had never played in Yankee Stadium, or at least this group of Phillies had never played in Yankee Stadium. Interesting stuff. So Cobb thought that experience playing in the park was that big a deal. I thought that was interesting. All right. Granny Hamner, Andy Semenick, Mike Goliath, 6, 7, 8 against Dennis Leonard in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch from Leonard to Granny Hamner. Ground ball, Frank White to his left. He gloves it and throws to Mayberry with no sign of Aunt B. And there's 1 down in the bottom of the 5th. Andy Semenick 0 for 1, the pitch from Leonard. We have a ballpark check for Shibe Park. Semenick is a right-handed batter. And we have a base hit. And Semenuk is going to try and stretch this into a double. Amos Otis in right center collects it. Semenuk on his way to second. A 5 or 6, and Semenuk's going to slide in safely. He makes it under the tag of Freddie Patek. A stretch double for Semenuk. He's in scoring position. The Phillies fans are loving it. Andy Semenuk was not a speed demon. Okay. Goliath is 0 for 1. Semenuk is at second. There's one man out. Simmons is on deck. Leonard the stretch. The pitch to Goliath. Popped him up. This is Freddie Patek on the infield dirt. And he makes the catch for out number 2. Well, now Eddie Sawyer has an interesting decision to make. And that is, do you pinch hit for Simmons here and try and get that run home? And I'm going to say yes, you do. Even though I'm not sure Eddie Sawyer would back in the 1950 era. So, coming off the bench to pinch hit is the man they call Swish, Bill Nicholson. One of the Phillies' big pinch hitters of the 1950 campaign. And a former slugger for the Cubs, I think, among other teams. I think Bill Nicholson, as Harry Carey used to say, Bill Nicholson modeled a few uniforms. And Dennis Leonard the stretch and the pitch to Nicholson, the left-handed batter. And a base. This is trouble for the Royals. To left and deep. Nicholson goes the other way. It's got a chance to get out of here. And off the wall. Bouncing past McRae. Scoring is Semenuk. Nicholson takes second on a double. And it's 4-2. Royals. And the Philly fans are loving it. So that worked. Here's Waitkus now. 1 for 2 with Nicholson in scoring position. Leonard the stretch. The delivery to Eddie Waitkus. Line drive, Amos Otis. He makes a nice running catch for out number 3. But the Phillies get a run back on 2 hits. And we go to the 6th with your score. Royals 4, Phillies 2. All of a sudden, we've got a good game. And we're getting a new Phillies pitcher. It's the 1950 National League MVP, Jim Constanti. He was not a hard thrower, but he certainly did the job in 1950. So we'll tell you about him, but first let's tell you about Curt Simmons' day. He went 5 innings. He went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits. He walked 1, he struck out 5. He allowed 4 runs, they're all earned. He's on the hook for the loss, but the Phillies are back in the game. Jim Constanti takes over. He pitched 74 games, which set at that time a new record for appearances by a pitcher in Major League Baseball. He pitched 152 innings with a whip of 1.04. He was 16-7 with 22 saves. And that, as I said, earned him the 1950 National League MVP. He has a long chore to do here. He's in the top of the 6th. Let's see what kind of stuff he's got. He has B stuff. And he will face Al Cowens, John Mayberry, and Darryl Porter. Not Dale. Darryl Porter in the top of the 6th. Constanti winds and deals to Cowens. Line drive at Granny Hamner, who makes a nice play for out number 1 in the 6th. Now it's Mayberry. John is 1 for 2. Constanti winds and deals to Mayberry. Ground ball, Mike Goliat to his left. He gloves it and throws to Waitkus for out number 2. And Daryl Porter is 1 for 3. Porter draws a walk and trots down to first base. That'll bring up Frank White. Dennis Leonard would be next if White can reach. Frank is 0 for 2. Constanti the stretch, and the pitch to Frank White is a comebacker to Constanti. He turns and throws to Waitkus, and that will retire the Royals in the 6th. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, and the Royals 4, the Phillies 2 is our score. It's Ashburn, Sisler, and Ennis coming up in the Phillies 6th. Richie is 1 for 2. Leonard kicks and deals. Ashburn hits it on a line at Al Collins, who makes the catch for out number 1. Dick Sisler 0 for 2. Leonard winds and deals to the Phillies left fielder. Sisler pops it up. George Brett in fair territory takes it for out number 2. Del Ennis has a couple of hits and an RBI today. Leonard kicks and deals to Ennis. Hey, struck him out. He humped up on that fastball. And that is strikeout number 2 for Leonard. And we are done with the 6th inning. We go to the 7th. We got a good game here. Royals 4, Phillies 2. It's going to be Leonard. We got to check stamina here for a minute. Constanti's fatigue number is 11. He has faced 4 batters. He's fine. Dennis Leonard has a fatigue number of 36. He has faced 22 batters. He is also in good shape. All right. So Leonard will lead off. Then we'll go to the top of the order with Patek and McRae. Constanti winds and deals. They got to the kitchen. Oh my God, I smell gas. It's a range check. First, let's see if Constanti strikes out Leonard. He does on a 1-2. That doesn't happen. So we have a 50-53, a range check for Richie Ashburn in center field. Richie Ashburn's range in 1950 is an 11. And he makes a nice running catch for out number 1 in the 7th. That'll take us to the top of the order and Freddie Patek. Freddie is 1 for 3. He has stolen a base. Constanti winds and deals to Patek. Hey, got him on a changeup. A dead fish from Constanti, and that's Jim's first strikeout. McRae comes up 1 for 3. I'm sorry, 0 for 3 for Hal. The pitch from Constanti. Ground ball. Granny Hamner charges hard, throws on the run, and they get McRae by a step. A 1-2-3 7th inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's Royals 4, Phillies 2. Jones, Hamner, and Semenick coming up against Dennis Leonard in the bottom of the 7th. Tense game. Both teams want it, and the Boston Red Sox are waiting in the Boston airport to find out if they're going to fly to Kansas City or are they going to fly to Philadelphia for the next game in our tournament. Alrighty. Willie Puddinhead Jones is going to lead off the bottom of the 7th for the Phillies. Then Granny Hamner, then Andy Semenick, 5, 6, 7. The pitch to Willie. Get to the kitchen. Oh my God, I smell gas. We're going to explode. Range check. But first, Leonard strikes him out on a 1-4. No. The range check is a Frank White. Frank White's range in 1977 was a 13. And he makes the play to Mayberry for the putout. No sign of Barney Fife. And there's one gone in the bottom of the 7th. Granny Hamner coming up. He's 0 for 2. Leonard kicks and deals. This is an error check, maybe. Yep. A 52 will be an error check for Freddie Patek, who, as I recall, made a few of those in his day. His error number is an 8, not too bad. And Patek throws it in the dirt, and John Mayberry cannot dig it out. So Hamner reaches on an E6. That's going to bring the tying run to the plate in Andy Semenick. And Andy Semenick hit 24 bombs on the 1950 season, so he can definitely tie this game. That will inspire Whitey Herzog to get some action going in his bullpen. It's Larry Gura and Doug Bird, lefty-righty double-barreled action, just the way Whitey likes it whenever he's in the city of brotherly love. Gura was better known for being a starting pitcher, but actually made 46 relief appearances in 1977. And, of course, Bird was like their Swiss Army knife. All right, so Semenick is 1 for 2. He doubled and scored back in the 5th. Hamner at first. There's one out. The Royals' defense is playing for a double play. Leonard the stretch. The pitch to Semenick. And it's hit on the ground to Patek. Patek goes to White for 1, and the relay to Mayberry is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 6-4-3 double play. Turned by the Royals. They got Semenick at first by 14 steps. We go to the 8th with your score. Royals 4, Phillies 2. Constanti out for inning number 3 of work. He will face Brett, Otis, and Cowens in the Royals' 8th. His job is to hold them right where they're at and give that Phillies offense another couple of whacks at Leonard. Brett is 1 for 2. The pitch from Constanti. Hey, he struck him out on a bender. Strikeout number 2 for Constanti. Otis coming up. Cowens is on deck. 1 for 3 for Amos. The pitch. Hit in the air to center. This is going to drive Ashburn back a few steps, but he's got room. And he puts it away for out number 2. Now Cowens comes to the plate. 0 for 2 for Al. The pitch. High and deep to center. Ashburn back near the track. Puts it away for out number 3. And Jim Constanti did yeoman's work out of that bullpen. 3 shutdown innings. We go to the bottom of the 8th. With your score, Royals 4, Phillies 2. Goliath, Constanti, and Waitkus do 8-9-1 coming in the Phillies' 8th inning. Bird and Gura are now done in the Royals bullpen. They have been replaced by Steve Mingori, a left-hander, and Mark Littell, a right-hander. Also, just the way Whitey Herzog likes it whenever he's about to gorge himself on a Philly cheesesteak. All right, now Goliath comes up. He's 0 for 2. And into the on-deck circle for the Philadelphia Phillies goes pinch hitter Dick Whitman. And you can feel free to make all of the Mad Men references you want because I'm about to make several. All right, Mike Goliat is 0 for 2. He's facing Leonard, who's trying to finish the deal. Dennis Leonard has pitched 7 innings. He has scattered 6 hits. He hasn't walked anybody. He has struck out 2, and he's allowed 2 runs, both earned. Now he is trying to get 6 more outs so the Royals will be able to host the 1977 Boston Red Sox on the carpet in Kansas City in our next game. So Goliat leads off. 0 for 2, the pitch. Well, we have a walk on a 1. That's not a walk. Goliat grounds it to Freddie Patek at short. He's up with it and throws to Mayberry for out number 1. So Constanti's day is done, but he has earned his pay. 3 innings of work. He walked a man, didn't allow any hits. He walked a man, struck out 2, no runs allowed. And he definitely held the fort. Throwing in the bullpen is left-hander Ken Heinzelman and right-hander Russ Meyer. No, that's not true. Right-hander Bubba Church. It's lefty-righty double-barreled action, just the way Eddie Sawyer likes it whenever he's in the city that has the Liberty Bell. All right, so it's Dick Whitman coming to the plate. No sign of Don Draper or any of the other hee-haw gang from Mad Men. All right, Dick Whitman leads with 1 out. Phillies need a base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. Leonard winds and delivers to Whitman. Hey, struck him out on a bender. 2 gone in the Phillies' 8th, and now Waitkus will come to the plate, open to extend things. Ashburn would be next. The pitch from Leonard. Hey, struck him out. He humped up on that fastball. And it's a 1-2-3 8th inning. We go to the 9th. Royals 4, Phillies 2. And here's the mistake I made when I put the Royals lineup together today. I put the left-handers back to back, and I usually don't do that, but I thought it might work out. But what that does is it opens the door for Ken Heinzelman to come on, the left-hander. Ken Heinzelman had a big 1949, 17 wins, but he was only 3-9. He was kind of a tough luck guy in 1950. He did get a start in game number 3 of the World Series and pitched well. He is a left-hander. He had 23 games in 1950, 17 starts, 4 complete games, good for 125 innings. He was 3-9. He's on to face Mayberry and Porter and maybe White. Bubba Church is throwing in the Phillies bullpen, and he is joined by left-hander Ken Johnson to continue the lefty-righty double-barreled action for Eddie Sawyer. Mayberry is 1 for 3. Let's see what kind of stuff Heinzelman has. He has A stuff. He was a pretty good pitcher. And he needs to hold the fort here for the Phillies to have a chance in the bottom of the 9th. Alrighty, Mayberry 1 for 3. The pitch will be a 54 chart check. Okay. And there's a train that's about to barrel through my office window here, so if you hear me screaming in just a minute, you'll know why. There it is. It's not a local, it's an express. All right. Bases empty. This is popped up by Mayberry. I told you it's coming. It's bearing right down on me. Popped up into shallow center field. Caught by Goliath. There's a collision. All right. So we have a collision. We're going to roll a D6. If it's 4, Goliath's hurt. If it's 6, Hamner's hurt. And if it's 2, Ashburn is hurt. Nobody's hurt. Goliath makes the catch, and that's out number 1. Porter, 1 for 2. Lefty-lefty matchup. Heinzelman to Porter. Darrell hits it on the ground to Willie Jones at third base. He got sawed off. Jones is up with it and throws to Waitkus for out number 2. Going to leave him in to face White, a right-handed batter. Leonard would be next. He is in the on-deck circle. White is 0 for 3. The pitch. Ballpark check. White cannot ride one out of here. He is a right-handed batter. Popped him up. Foul territory. Eddie Waitkus near the stands is going to make the catch for out number 3. And the train continues to bear down on me. That will retire the Royals in inning number 9. Heinzelman gets the job done. We go to the bottom of the 9th. This is it for Philly, and this may be it for me. With Ashburn, Sisler, and Ennis coming up, the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the Phillies lineup in the bottom of the 9th. Dennis Leonard is out for the complete game. He has faced 28 hitters, and he can go 36. He is not fatigued as yet. Mingori and Littell are ready in the Royals bullpen if needed. Whitey Herzog on the top step of the Royals dugout. So is Eddie Sawyer on the top step of the Phillies dugout, exhorting the troops. Phillies need 2 to stay alive and 3 to walk this off and host the 77 Red Sox in our next game. Dennis Leonard kicks and deals. This is a base hit for Ashburn to right field. It drops in front of Al Cowens. And the Phillies have what they need, and that's a base runner. Now Dick Sisler is going to come to the plate. And he, of course, hit the pennant-winning home run to the opposite field against the Dodgers on the last day of the season for the Whiz Kids. If he does that again, we're tied. So Whitey Herzog has to decide whether he wants to bring in the left-hander Mingori to face Sisler. Yeah, I think he would. Okay, here we go. That's it for Leonard. It's going to be Mingori. Whitey is on his way out to the mound. Mingori will be replaced in the bullpen by Larry Gura. Littell is ready if needed. So Mingori is on. First, let's tell you about Leonard. He went 8+ innings, allowed 7 hits, didn't walk anybody, struck out 4. Allowed 2 runs, they're both earned, and Ashburn at first base is his responsibility. Now, he can win this game. He cannot lose it. Mingori in 1977, 43 games, 64 innings. He was a 2-4, 1-loss record with 4 saves. Let's see what kind of stuff Steve has. He has B stuff. And he will face the left-handed batting left fielder Dick Sisler. Richie Ashburn is at first. The Royals infield is playing for a double play. Mingori the stretch and the delivery. Sisler hits it in the air to center. Otis is under it, and there's out number 1 in the Phillies' 9th inning. Now we have a right-hander coming up, and that's going to be it for Mingori. Mark Littell is coming on, and he, of course, no stranger to giving up clutch home runs in big games. But he's their closer, and he is on. So Littell is on to face Ennis for a righty-righty matchup. Littell is replaced in the Royals bullpen by Doug Bird. Littell in 1977, 48 games, 5 starts, 105 innings. He was 8-4 with 12 saves and an extremely hard thrower. 24 years old in 1977. Del Ennis is 2 for 3 today. Ashburn is at first. There's one man out. The Royals are looking for a game-ending double play. The pitch from, let's see what kind of stuff Littell has. He has C stuff. All right. Here we go. The pitch to Ennis. Base hit, Del Ennis to right field. That is going to get Richie Ashburn to stop at second. There are 2 on now with 1 out. That brings the winning run to the plate in the person of Willie Jones, who hit 25 bombs in 1950. They may want to run for Ennis. They do. We're going to see a pinch runner for Del Ennis, the Phillies right fielder. And it's going to be Putsy Caballero, whose given name was Ralph. So I think that explains everything. Caballero is pinch running, and he's fast at first base. All right, Willie Jones at the plate. Is Caballero going to steal? No, he's not. All right, so Willie Jones, 0 for 3. He grounded into a double play. He lined into a double play, and he rolled out to Frank White. So it's not been a good day for Puddinhead. And that's beyond his nickname being Puddinhead. Granny Hamner is 0 for 3. He is on deck. Littell the stretch and the pitch to Puddinhead. Hey, struck him out. The broccoli cauliflower medley. Gas. 2 down in the bottom of the 9th. Granny Hamner is the last chance saloon for the Phillies. If he goes deep, well, we got a walk-off winner for the Phillies. If he doubles, we got at least extra innings. He's 0 for 3. Andy Semenick would be next. Ashburn at second. And not Ennis. Putsy Caballero. And I got to get better at saying Caballero. Putsy Caballero is at first base. Ashburn's at second. The Phillies couldn't have much better speed on the base paths. If Hamner hits a gapper, they're in good shape. Littell the stretch. The pitch to Granny Hamner is to left and deep. Are you kidding me? McRae to the wall, and it's off the wall. McRae having all kinds of trouble with it. Ashburn scores. Caballero is already around third base. He will score. Granny Hamner coming into third base. McRae's throw coming to Brett is late. Hamner in, sliding at third base. It's a triple, and the Phillies are alive. We have a 4-4 game. Yikes. Now, the Phillies could walk this thing off. We're in the bottom of the ninth, and the winning run is 90 feet away. We're tied at 4. Are you kidding me? Whitey Herzog shaking his head, moaning Chris Chambliss in the dugout. And Simmons comes to the plate. So now, does he pull Littell and bring in Bird to face Simmons? That's the question on America's mind. I'm going to say, boy. I'm going to say yes, he does. All right, so that's it for Littell. Doug Bird was a sinker baller. Littell just got drilled. And Bird is on. Now, Bird, we're going to make a double switch here. Mayberry's going to come out of the game, much to the delight of Aunt B. And we're going to get a new Royals first baseman to bat ninth, just in case there is a 10th inning, and it's going to be John Wathan. All right. So, Mayberry and Littell are gone. And Bird and Wathan are in. Let's set the stage. Simmons is at the plate. Goliath would be next. Simmons, a much better hitter than Goliath. Hamner is 90 feet away at third base. There's 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the ninth, and the score is tied at 4. Whitey Herzog needs 1 out. And so he is going to walk Andy Simmons and try and get his 1 out from Mike Goliath. Now, Goliath's got an 0-for-3 collar going. Simmons trots down to first base. Now the question is, does Eddie Sawyer bring on the left-handed pinch hitter? And I think No, Sawyer's going to stick with Goliath. All right, so Heinzelman would be next, but left-handed pinch hitter Jackie Mayo is on deck to pinch hit for Heinzelman. So that's our scene. We have Hamner at third. Simmons has been intentionally walked. He's at first. And Goliath now with a chance to be the hero. Doug Bird, let's see what kind of stuff he's got. He has B stuff. 4-4 game. Bird the stretch. Checks the base runners. The pitch home to Goliath. And we've got an error check. Unless he strikes him out on a 1-3. He does not. So this could come down to an error. A 52 is to Brett. George Brett is an error 7. If he kicks this, Hamner scores and the Phillies win. He kicked it and Hamner scores. And E5 and the Phillies walk it off. Can you believe this? Phillies fans going nuts. A 3-run ninth inning. The Royals gag up a 4-2 lead going into the bottom of the ninth. And the Phillies walk it off with a 5-4 victory. Yikes. All right, let's give you the absurd totals. For the 50 Phillies, the Whiz Kids, 5 runs, 9 hits, and they committed no errors. The Royals, 4 runs on only 5 hits. After that first inning, they got shut down. And they committed 2 errors, one of them a game loser by George Brett. The winning pitcher is Ken Heinzelman. He's going to be 1-0 in the tournament. The losing pitcher is Mark Littell, 0-1 in the tournament. The Phillies now have 2 wins. They're in second place in the tournament so far. And they are hosting the 1977 Red Sox in our next game. Unbelievable finish. Unbelievable. King of the Hill, Fall Classic Baseball. Don't forget to check out membership on my channel. The link is in the description for this video. I don't believe this game. I am in shock. Dennis Leonard and 3 Royals relievers could not hold a 2-run lead. Unbelievable. How about Jim Constanti with 3 shutdown innings in the 6th, 7th, and 8th? How about the job Ken Heinzelman did with a shutdown 9th? Oh, and I got to pick an MVP. Well, I mean, it's Hamner, I think, with a 2-run triple in the 9th to tie it, and then he scores the winning run. Could go Constanti, but I'm going Granny Hamner. Goliath hits a grounder to Brett. He boots it. Hamner runs home with the winning run to walk it off with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Unbelievable game. Thank you for being with me. Wow. Have a great day. So long, everybody.